come across a radio frequency anywhere, putting more variety and more diversity on the air than KBLA Talk 1580, we sure would like to hear about your discovery. You got to have vision. You can search. We are confident that you won't find more shows covering more topics, hosted by a more diverse and inclusive lineup of talkers than the squad we have assembled here at KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the time, brothers. This is the time.
We've got something for everybody.
That's right.
Health and healing, history and humor, issues and events, empowerment and entertainment, all in one station.
What's really going on?
Free enterprise.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. We got a lot to talk about.
King Kong, hey, got on me.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this is going to be crazy.
How about the heavy snap? The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
How do you like the kiss? Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed. Hit you with a bad touch routine. How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
The best way to teach people critical thinking is to teach them to write. And I made this little thing that I put online. It's, I don't know, maybe is it in the Psych 434 website? Did I post that rubric for essay writing?
I don't think it actually went through. I think it is still on 430. That's how I got it.
Is it not on 434? Is that not working?
It must not have gone through when you were doing it.
Oh.
Yeah. But I still found it. It's still in 430.
Oh, okay. Well, there's an essay. Oh, that's too bad. It's not on the Psych 434 website even? Because I updated it. Anyways, I have this guide to writing that if it isn't on the 434 website, it is definitely on the 430 website. And it steps people through the process of writing. Because what's happened now, it's very hard to teach people to write because it's unbelievably time intensive. And like marking a good essay, that's really easy. Check A. You did everything right. Marking a bad essay? Oh my God. The words are wrong, the phrases are wrong, the sentences are wrong, they're not ordered right in the paragraphs aren't coherent, and the whole thing makes no sense. So, trying to tell the person what they did wrong, it's like, well, you did everything wrong. Everything about this essay is wrong. Well, that's not helpful either. You have to find the few little things they did half right, and you have to teach them what they did wrong. It's really expensive. And so what I did with this rubric was try to address that from the production side instead of the grading side. But the best thing you can do is teach people to write, because there's no difference between that and thinking. And one of the things that just blows me away about universities is that no one ever tells students why they should write something. It's like, well, you have to do this assignment. Well, why are you writing? Well, you need the grade. It's like, no. You need to learn to think. Because thinking makes you act effectively in the world. Thinking makes you win the battles you undertake. And those could be battles for good things. If you can think and speak and write, you are absolutely deadly. Nothing can get in your way. So that's why you learn to write. It's like, I can't believe that people aren't just told that. It's like, it's the most powerful weapon you can possibly provide someone with. And I know lots of people who've been staggeringly successful and watched them throughout my life. I mean, those people, you don't want to have an argument with them. They'll just slash you into pieces. And not in a malevolent way. It's like, if you're going to make your point and they're going to make their point, you better have your points organized, because otherwise you're going to look.
That was from an academician's perspective of writing. But apply his thought process to journaling. Huh?
Journaling is very important.
Do you see? So again, relationship is designed to exacerbate what you have not worked on. Now, sometimes people need to understand this. You attract a certain kind of person because you've been through a certain kind of thing.
And that thing needs to be reconciled, resolved. And oftentimes we done molded our whole identity around that thing. And then you hit difficulty, challenge, conflict. And sometimes the person you've become gets called into question. Now, if you utilize what Jordan just said in the journaling space, when you get hit with the inevitable punch that life is going to throw you, your resolve, your ability to adapt, right? All of that is going to be heightened because you've been inside already. Does this make sense, Delana?
It makes perfect sense. However, you would be suggesting that people have the ability to be honest with themselves.
We know that's hard.
Well, I mean,
we know that's hard.
If my mama did it like this and she got where she got because of it, then this is what I'm doing.
Keep going.
I mean, but journaling would require me to get honest with myself, to admit my fears, to admit my insecurity. I would have to also admit my ego. I would have to admit that, I basically basic fear. I would have to admit that I need to grow up in an area. I would have to admit, right, and then make it right with you. I would have to come back to you and say, I notice these things about me. They're not effective in this relationship, and these are the steps I'm going to take to be different in the next phase of this relationship.
And that's if I care to.
But I have to have the ability to do it. Because if I am struggling with narcissism, I don't have the ability to see myself. I need to see myself, but I don't have the ability to it. My ego is so in charge of how I move. And I'm so small on the inside. I mean, it's like I have a hard coating. I'm fine, I'm fly, I get it going on. I'm successful in my life, but I have a jelly center.
Yeah.
So when you're in relationships with people who struggle with narcissistic tendencies, they are not going to ever see themselves.
Come on, man.
And they lack empathy.
Reggie, what are your thoughts after that napalm bomb?
Wow, this is good. But I think that if we remove the judgment from our relationships and make them safe spaces, then that will help us battle the ego. And it would help us not feel like we're forced to lie, like we don't have any other choice. You give people choices by removing the judgment. And, I'm going to think you great. Even if you have a flaw, I'm going to think you great. So I don't have to, the other person doesn't have to lie or be dishonest with any part of the relationship. And so I think if you do that, it gives them a space to be the best person they can be. Now, that's hard to do, but it's possible. And right now, I just need a sliver of possibility to get this thing moving.
Hey, brother, we love you, man. Thank you for bringing
Love
Austin,
you.
Texas in the building, man.
Thank
We
you,
on fire tonight. Who been on the longest? I got to get some more people in here. Listen, if you want to join this discussion, this most powerful discussion, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to Atlanta, Georgia, then Oakland, California, and somebody else is calling in right now.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Santa Anita Park, the premier race place for thoroughbred racing, and Sapphire Marketing have combined to present the Big Cat Party in the elegant Chandelier Room on Saturday, March 4th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. and after party until 7 p.m. This is a VIP event for the grown and classy. Your VIP access gets you complimentary beer and champagne upon arrival, one per guest, with an amazing buffet, complimentary cocktail tasting, live entertainment, and exciting live thoroughbred racing. Tickets can be purchased online at santaanita.com/sapphire or call 626-574-6402. The after party starts after the last race, which includes more food, more drinks, more music, and a meet and greet with the jockeys. That's the Big Cat Party, Saturday, March 4th in the Chandelier Room at Santa Anita Park, the premier race spot. Tickets can be purchased online at santaanita.com/sapphire or call 626-574-6402. congratulations to the Radiology Department of the County of Los Angeles for being this week's winner of KBLA's Office of the Week. Log on to KBLA1580.com to enter your office to win lunch for 10. Delivered by John O'Groats Family Restaurant.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Aisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. Today, I was able to speak with Ola Wadibia, VP of Women on the Move. Hi, Ola. Tell me a bit about this initiative by J.P. Morgan Chase, founded in 2013.
Women on the Move is a center of excellence at J.P. Morgan Chase in our global DEI organization, where we really focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. What's really awesome about Chase's approach is that all of our centers of excellence, and there's 7 of them, focus on different demographic groups, is that we're really focusing on what's happening internally in the firm and also what's happening out in community. So really, Women on the Move is really focused on thinking about how do we help advance women professionally and personally.
I love it. So tell me about this beautifully updated banking branch here on Crenshaw.
That was really important. A part of our racial equity commitment was to build in place for Chase. So being able to revamp this beautiful space, to be able to welcome community members. You know, today anyone, nonprofit, organization, school can actually do events in our community center that we're sitting in here for free. Yes, people come inside, like grab a coffee, use the Wi-Fi. It's free.
Yes, Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with J.P. Morgan Chase.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Y'all ain't heard that Brandy record in a long time. One of the greatest Brandy records ever, and it's slept on. Always on my mind, man. Woo, that first Brandy album when she was 16.
Right.
Oh, that's cold work right there now. My playlist is my co-host. This is the mental playlist. So you're going to hear songs that are talking about the mind, right? And the topic tonight is absolutely bonkers. The head versus the heart battle. The thinker and the feeler. And the winner is
balance.
Yeah, that's what we own right now. And let me ask this question before we get back to the callers because the phone lines are cracking. True or false? When it comes to balancing perspectives, the thinker-feeler partnership is perhaps the one that adds the greatest depth. Thinkers often are more grounded, logical, and have a logical view of the world, while feelers open the door to unbridled emotional potential and possibility.
True.
That is true. This is why I say they're not incompatible. They just speak 2 different languages.
They're complementary.
They're complementary. But they have to be open to each other's language. How do we get them to speak each other's language? I need that.
Well, again, what's the purpose of the relationship?
You come on now.
So if the purpose of my relationship is to make me whole, then I'm going to struggle in becoming what I need to become to be complementary. If I need to have a baby and I'm in a relationship with you because of that, I mean, what are the reasons why people are in these relationships will determine what their commitment will be to balance. I can't commit to balance. I can't commit to the work if I'm in a relationship to feel better or to look better or to check a box.
How does the phrase "I said what I said" work in that dynamic?
It doesn't.
Oh, okay.
It creates stonewalling. It creates disrespect. I don't matter. It triggers childhood stuff. Whose mama said that?
Oof.
You don't matter. What you think don't matter. What you feel don't matter. That's what children are experiencing, and so it's going to show up in the relationship. You know, a lot of people are in relationships with their idea of you and not actually you.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
They don't know you. You're actually strangers. You guys are in a habit calling it a relationship.
You're in a habit. 1-800-920-1580. Who wants some more of this? Who wants more of this? I know I do. Who been on the longest? Tiffany from Atlanta, Georgia. Get in here.
Hey, Bo.
Hey, how are you, Tiffany?
I'm good. Oh, my God. This is my most favorite guest. She is cooking. Man, thank you so much for being here, Queen. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So I have my babies on the line as well.
I ain't no baby.
He's right there, too. Go on, child. Speak on it. Tell him how you feel. Tell him how you love. It's a couple call.
I love it.
We finna argue. We finna argue on the air.
Good.
We're not gonna argue. Okay, I want to first say that he and I grew up in two different type of households, but we are able to recognize each other through it. He grew up in a two-parent household. I grew up in a single-parent household. My mom was not very affectionate to me. She didn't give me hugs and kisses and all that type stuff his mom does. So it's like his communication methods are way more expansive than my own. And he's been super duper patient throughout these years, even through the breakups and the makeups and things of that nature. But more so just opening up a space to where it's just a true love. And I'm super duper appreciative of that, but I can say that he is the deep thinker and I am the deep filler, and we just have this type of camaraderie where it's just intense passion behind what it is that we look and aim to communicate.
What is this? This is Aquarius and Cancer, right?
Right.
He's the Aquarius. She's the Cancer. Oh, Lord, he could be harsh. And Cancer get all in her feelings. Like, this is the way to go now. I done told you this is the way to go now. So this makes sense, right? Use your mind. You see, it makes sense. If it makes sense, we got to do it. You understand? We ain't got time to feel on it right now. You understand? We can't feel right. We'll feel when we get there.
I promise, like, you could try that all you want, but, man, that, what you call it, it goes from like a little hermit crab to one of them Leviathan monsters for real out of nowhere. Like
no
Cancer
doubt.
gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, and respecting that actually, just speaking to one of the key things that I learned with my relationship here with this particular woman, Tiffany, she literally had to early on, and I was receptive to it, but she had to tell me to open up because I wasn't coming in like really openly, I guess, expressing my feelings like that. I wasn't leaning into my feelings.
So wait, let me do this real quick. Water gets mistaken as soft.
It does.
Water is not soft. Cancer has an underlining mean streak. Pisces two fish going in two different directions. One is a fairy, the other one is a fiend, a demonic fiend. Now, if you wake up the other side, you gonna see cancer can really be mean and hurtful, especially when they feel like they're under attack. Now, we all know Scorpio is legendary in their evilness, but you have to tap into that. You see, you have to tap into it. So never underestimate the water. Water can freeze on your ass and become solid as a rock and won't budge.
And drown you.
And drown you. Yes, man. So listen, don't ever underestimate water.
I wanted to thank you so much for sharing your relationship with us. I just wanted to say out loud, in what place, in what family is a man allowed to express his feelings safely? Where is that not a weakness? What has been our ideas? What are we telling our boys about feeling and showing and expression and giving language? Where does it happen?
We can't even do it in our relationships.
That's why we can't do it in our relationships, because the boy couldn't do it. So if the boy can't do it, the man can't do it. Children that did not get those parts of themselves, there's those needs met, become adults that did not get that part of themselves developed and those needs met. It has to be learned in adulthood.
Go ahead,
thank God for
Nazarene.
this show.
Get in here, Nazarene. You wanted to respond.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, thank God for this platform, the work of our brother Zoe Williams, and thank you for being on and offering that the divine feminine balance. But again, like, we used to have the barbershops, you know, the uncles will come around and stuff like that. It might not be the promoted majority of a situation, but again, like, we got to treasure where we can have a sense of mentorship for the young brothers or whatnot. But a lot of those times, even like, again, what Zoe was teach is like, our solution as men, I guess, to solve these problems, they actually come by way of the partners that we come across along our way anyway. So as long as we can be present or mindful of the opportunities that we're actually given when we can see beyond certain things, I mean, I think the opportunity to actually express yourself is always there. It's about, are we willing to be that brave, or do we feel comfortable? Do we feel safe in this and the third? But it's always opportunity there. And that's again, like, going through therapy, like the automatic journaling and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to just take what you got. Like, find some way to express yourself and just pray that it's the most healthy way that you can do it. That's what I'll just say to that. But then again, just shout out to platforms like this. So, you know, if anybody's struggling, whether you can come in and soak up some game, feel what it, or experience what it's like, rather, to have a space where you can express yourself, bounce off ideas, or just acknowledge what you feel, you know, in a comfortable manner.
Right. Well, brother, let me just say this. We appreciate you and your lady for calling in. Y'all not only on the phone line, y'all in the chat. I love y'all. I love y'all relationship. I'm glad y'all done fought off some demons and got to a little platform, a plateau, a peace. I'm with y'all. Y'all have a seat at the table. Whenever y'all want to call in, y'all do that. We appreciate that, and we celebrate y'all.
One love. One love.
Yes. Phone line still cracking. Hey, Kay, you called in and then you hung up. Kay from Los Angeles. We need to hear you tonight. You called in for a reason. Get back in here. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here.
Hey, brother and Dr. Zimmerman. You know, Zoda, I mean, this is a great subject. So first thing I want to say is 99% of our relationships are not that where we want to be with each other, you know, intimately and be together all day long and have that love feeling, however we want to describe it. And it just came to me listening to you, you know, both of you talk about this whole thing. You know, my thing is it's okay if you don't have a long-lasting one-person relationship. That's none of my business. But if you are going to have that, you've got to do it like you do 99% of all your relationships, which is when someone has a disagreement with you, you don't go nuts and you don't go crazy and get all up in their grill all the damn time unless you're like, out of your mind. You kind of sit back and take it all in and like, whoa, where am I at right now? In a relationship, a disagreement from your other person does not mean it's an insult. It doesn't mean they're disrespecting you. It's a disagreement. So it's the way you handle it that you will set the example for whoever it is you're having that disagreement with to handle it differently. And if they don't follow that and they don't get it or whatever, that's a different thing. But set the example. Like, wow, we have to deal with people throughout this world every single day. And everything both of you have been saying is right on point, and the callers and the relationships. But just remember, we deal with all these people all day long, and we don't get in a fight every day. I hope not. We don't get in a fist fight or whatever. We deal with it. So when you have a relationship, someone you actually really care about and want to spend a long time with, don't think of a disagreement as an insult. Think of it as a learning opportunity. Because, hell, you ask me why I listen to this show? Because it's a learning opportunity every damn day.
Okay. Well, cuss us out while you were giving us a compliment. We love you, Sean. Sean, we love Sean. We appreciate the call. Thank you for reaching out. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I'm going to get you started on another one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Oh, he's giving me the signal but I'm going to get her started on this anyway. Agree or disagree? Because feelings are such a huge part of a feeler's world, they often assume everyone communicates through a similar emotional lens. They live in the world of subtlety and nuance, reading between the emotional lines, and this can raise difficulty when it comes to communicating with a thinker.
Agree. Talk
to me about how it's not about shutting off the feeling. So how can the feeler find a way to reach the thinker? How should they approach the thinker? Wait, hold on. Read out 1 minute.
Okay.
And what I wanted you to do is answer this on the other side.
That's beautiful.
Do me a favor, Andy. Just start it from the top. That Brandy record. that I only got a taste of it. I ain't heard it in like 10 years. That Brandy record feel good. Can we go out to that? Let's go out to that.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is awarding a black retired Army Special Forces colonel with the Medal of Honor.
58 years after he bore the battle, we honor a true hero of our nation, Colonel Paris Davis.
Davis was awarded the nation's highest military award for valor during a ceremony at the White House. Davis is one of the nation's first black Special Forces officers. Both the prosecution and defense have rested in the trial of 3 men charged with the 2018 robbery and murder of South Florida rapper Extension. The accused triggerman, Michael Boatwright, told a judge he doesn't plan to testify. Their attorneys claim lack of evidence. All 3 men face up to life in prison if found guilty. Closing arguments are set to begin Tuesday morning. In celebrity birthdays, former football star Herschel Walker is 61. He won the Heisman Trophy as a junior at the University of Georgia in 1982. And that is the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Need an accident attorney by your side. All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys to speak with a real expert attorney for a free consultation.
Hi, I'm civil rights attorney Areva Martin, host of Areva Martin in Real Time, weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. right here on KBLA Talk 1580. Be sure to tune in weekdays at 4:35 p.m. starting Tuesday, March 7th for your daily download on the federal bribery trial of LA City Council member Mark Ridley Thomas. The case is sure to have many twists and turns, and our program will be the show of record in the case of United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas. We have our own seasoned justice correspondent who will be checking in with us to keep you up to speed on the daily details of this high-profile legal case. Be sure to tune into Areva Martin in Real Time, weekdays at 4:35 p.m. starting Tuesday, March 7th for United States versus Mark Ridley Thomas, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
The South Los Angeles Clergy for Public Accountability invites you to an ecumenical and interfaith service in solidarity in support of our friend and brother, the Honorable Mark Ridley Thomas. Come join us this Sunday, March 5th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the historic Holman United Methodist Church, located at 3320 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. A veritable who's who of clergy will encircle Councilman Mark Ridley Thomas, praying that in the days ahead, justice will roll down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream, and, of course, the music is going to be fire. If you're a friend or a supporter of MRT, we hope you will come show your solidarity this Sunday, March 5th, from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Holman United Methodist Church, again, located at 3320 West Adams Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. We'll see you there.
California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com. California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com.
The U.S. premiere of the official Bob Marley One Love Experience has arrived in Los Angeles. Open now through April 23rd at Ovation Hollywood on the corner of Hollywood and Highland. Tickets start at $20 plus fees and are available at BobMarleyEXP.com. That's BobMarleyEXP.com. Get your tickets today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCES scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening listening to the voice of reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I knew when I had a friend, very deeply loved it win, but somehow we got loose from what was oh so tight. Somewhere we went wrong when we were oh so right. What's a man to do when he just can't take no? What's a man? What am I to do when my heart reaches you to do? Now I've tried and tried again, but now this is the end. Tell me what's the use of holding on if we can't be friends? I'm emotional. I'm trying to hold on. It hurts me, so hurts me. I let you know that the love we once shared now you seem to hurt me purposely.
Everybody in here in a vibe right now. It's Friday night, man. You can't never get nothing like this nowhere, man. This is exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580, the voice of reason, live from Lamert Park, the heart of Africa town here in Los Angeles. We turned up. This one of them topics tonight. I knew I wanted to end the week strong, but I didn't know it was going to be Mark Henry strong. This is a different kind of strong tonight. I loved it. But let me ask you this question, because you're going to integrate two pieces here. Agree or disagree? Because feelers are such a huge part of a feeler's world, they often assume everyone communicates in a similar emotional lens. They live in the world of subtlety and nuance, reading between the emotional lines, and this can raise difficulty when it comes to communicating with a thinker. You said something about regulation that was really powerful. Can we talk about that?
Sure. I agree that it brings difficulty. The feeler has to learn how to regulate their emotions. They have to learn how to manage their nervous system, deep breathing, a meditative life. They have to take responsibility for being the feeler because it is an imbalance in their life. And if they expect to be effective in the relationship, they have to be able to regulate so that they can present with and to the thinker. They want to be heard. The goal is effectiveness, not competition. So if I want to be effective, I have to deliver things to my thinker. We all have different adult learning styles. So if I want you to get the information and I want us to have success on the other side of the information, I have to present it to you in a way that you can receive it. And if you're my partner, I'm going to take responsibility for my emotional nature, regulation or dysregulation. Those are the options.
And the thinker has to regulate thinking, too.
The thinker has to regulate their imbalance in thinking and logic, and it's got to be this way, and it's too rigid. It doesn't have enough space. Remember, relationships have to have the space. So the thinker has to also regulate so that they can be available to have the biofeedback loop that makes the relationship whole and successful. Day to day. Success is day to day, moment to moment.
How would you define an intimate quitter?
An intimate quitter. Wow, I wish I didn't have experience in that. An intimate quitter, as I would say, is a person that doesn't have the ability to withhold or maintain the emotions, a healthy emotion, so they opt out of the relationship. I'm out of here. I'm good. I didn't like it anyway.
So the tank is empty.
I can't operate. I don't have a skill. I don't have a skill set. So from age think it's 21 to 41, no, 21 to 31, we're developing intimacy as human beings. It's the psychosocial nature of human beings. It's either isolation versus intimacy. So if I am underdeveloped in intimacy, then I'm going to isolate, I'm going to run, I'm going to quit, I'm going to abandon the relationship. And children that were abandoned, or at least perceived abandonment in their childhood, will abandon relationships. They will abandon themselves. They won't allow themselves to have the joy and the love. They will abandon the partner.
But see, people think abandonment comes from people who don't have parents. But you can have parents, you can have a whole family unit, and still experience abandonment within that nuclear situation, and then model that and carry it into your adult relationship. Speak to that.
Absolutely. Abandonment comes from children believing that they don't matter, that their voice didn't matter, that they weren't seen, they didn't get to mirror, they didn't have the mirror experience. We need to talk about mirroring in relationships. They didn't have the mirroring from, a healthy mirroring from their object, which is their mother. If the mother is emotionally unavailable or is working, or a father's working, then the child feels abandoned, unseen. And they take that in their friendship, they take that to their friendships, and they take that to their romantic relationships. Abandonment, emotional abandonment.
So let me hit you with this. Statistics on personality types report that 75.5% of women are feelers and 56.5% of men are thinkers. So right off the bat, we can see that a substantial number of men, about 43%, have feeling preferences. Can men be feelers and can women be thinkers?
Of course. It absolutely depends upon your childhood disposition. It just does. How are you surviving your feelings? How are you surviving your thinking? How are you surviving your existence is really what we're talking about. I become the thinker because I had to figure out how to survive my existence. And the way that I did that was I know if I can academically do it, or if I can line things up, or if I can even appear intelligent from the penitentiary. That's the way that I'm surviving relationships or surviving my existence in the tribe. Feelers, same thing. Same thing. People learn how to emotionally manipulate. They learn how to guilt trip. They learn how to manipulate their parents a long time ago. So they become this feeling thing, and they don't have any basis in spirit.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. True or false? Study shows that profound emotions can block logical thinking. Love is illogical. One can state if one applies rationality. So here's my question. Can emotions override all reasoning, especially if they're profound, if they're intense? Can they just shut out your ability to reason in a particular space?
Well, we have to say what emotions are. We don't catch emotions. They're not in the air. It's not like COVID. Okay? So what we're calling emotions are chemicals released in the body from the brain into the bloodstream. You feel it in your throat. You feel it in your stomach. You feel it in your chest. That's emotion. Emotion is either fear-based or love-based. It is period there. There's nothing around that. If you're experiencing a threat,
wait, hold on. Please say that again. Because people don't understand. Say it again and just really just tell them how you feel when you say it. Just let it out.
Emotions are either fear-based or love-based. So if I am having an experience, no matter what it is, if I perceive a threat to my feelings, my reputation, what you think about me, if that childhood stuff is unhealed, if I perceive a threat, fight or flight is taken off, there's cortisol, there's adrenaline, there's epinephrine. There's nothing I can do about it. It is released into my system involuntarily. Period.
When we come forward, we're going to go to Kay in Los Angeles. Sister girl in here cooking. She's a better chef than Emerald Lagasse. When we come forward, we got more from Delana Zimmerman.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Black women get the job done. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by Lendistry. Story courtesy of CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Representative Barbara Lee holds her first campaign rally at Laney College in Oakland, California, declaring, "We fight for freedom, dignity, justice, and together we win." Representative Lee said that that's why she's running for U.S. Senate. She is the highest-ranking African-American woman in the U.S. Congress and the only African-American so far in the 2024 California senatorial race. Lee, who is 76, is serving her 12th term in the U.S. Congress. I'm Maisha Cairo for KBLA 1580, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for voting rights. When We All Vote is a leading national nonpartisan initiative on a mission to change the culture around voting and to increase participation in each and every election by helping to close the race and age gap. Created by Michelle Obama, When We All Vote brings together individuals, institutions, brands, and organizations to register new voters across the country and advance civic education for the entire family and voters of every age to build and inform and engage electorate for today and generations to come. When We All Vote empowers their supporters and volunteers to take action through voting, advocating for their rights, and holding their elected officials accountable. Please visit whenweallvote.org to stand up for your rights, voting rights. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wondering if you wear the same cologne. Smell good on you. Had the next boyfriend of mine try that same kind. But it stunk on him, though. You know what they say. Everything ain't for everybody. I tried anyway. You sure did smell good. Hey, yeah. You just run across my mind. 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 You have that massive thing down. Shoulders back straight. Never slumping. Never round. It would turn me on.
Only 10 minutes left in the show. And you know, man, my playlist is my co-host. This is my mind playlist. All the songs had mind or something that referenced the mind in it. And Jill Scott, of course, amazing artist. Man, we in here cooking tonight. This is a powerful show. Before we ask in any more questions, I want to get my phone caller on the line because she called and then she dropped it and we got her back. Welcome to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. Kay, get in here.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay, so killer topic. I'm loving it. I just want to echo kind of what Sean said earlier. The show is really an awesome opportunity to kind of like learn and hear feedback from other people on topics that I think a lot of us are dealing with. So I appreciate you for that. You had a caller on earlier, Reggie, and he mentioned something about, if there could be no judgment in a relationship so people can just be forward and open and progress their relationship. And I was struck with the thought that I think a lot of times people will be judgmental of their partner so that they don't have to confront things, their own issues. And it's not something that I've been immune to. It's something I've been guilty of as well. Another thing that you guys mentioned that I kind of wanted to touch on was when you mentioned that, something about feelers, they want to be communicated with on the level of their feelings. And I think that sometimes feelers take things personally when the thinker doesn't necessarily process what they're saying in emotionally aggressive fashion. They're just speaking facts, but it might be received as an attack, and that can make things difficult in a relationship. And I also think that another thing, I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but it's been an awesome conversation. I think that not only are feelers, do they put the relationship in jeopardy when they are looking at things through an emotional feeling lens, but I think thinkers, they can kind of jeopardize the relationship in terms of overthinking, overprocessing
100%.
the things,
Yes.
that they're thinking. I just wanted to give much love to your guest, Delana Zimmerman, Queen.
Bang, bang, bang.
Thank you.
Yes. She's killing tonight, no doubt.
And cooking with that rarefied olive oil.
You understand?
Yeah, and lastly, two more quick things. I didn't want to hang up, but I called in to chime in, and you guys were saying it all, so I felt like, well, there's nothing for me to ask, So, I don't mind sitting back and being a student, but you did call me out, appreciate it. Yes. And so I thought I would call back, and keep playing those drums off.
Yo, we love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for calling. You brought Los Angeles into the building. It was a monster show. Delana, where can they find you? How do they support what you're doing?
Oh, wow. Thank you for that. I am easily found on Instagram at Delana Zimmerman Therapy, and also at DelanaZimmermanTherapy.com. That's my website. I am starting a love school. It's a 6-week course. It's going to be June 1st, so it's going to be summer school, love school, and we're going to be teaching how to be more effective in relationships, all of them. We're redefining love. We're building a love community and love language.
I need to sign up myself. Jesus.
There is a payment plan, so if you're looking for that, it's $500, $499 for a 6-week course, and this is how we change the narrative.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely need that. I'm sorry. I need it. Go ahead, though. But what's the website? Say it again. I want people to lock into this. I want you guys to go out right now, in force, sign up, support, back, do what you got to do to raise this thing up. Because especially if you heard tonight's show, you know she's worth the money. Tell them.
DelanaZimmermanTherapy.com. Look under Love School. It's at the top.
Love school.
Yes. I wanted to address the thing about being non-judgmental.
Will there be, we're going to do that, but will there be detention?
It could be.
So talk to me about the non-judgmental piece of this. the thinker, because I know the thinker can fall into judgment quite easily. Not to say that the feeler can't, because the feeler judges from a feeling perspective. Like, you're not feeling me, so this is cause for me to disconnect because I need to be felt. Talk to me about that.
Well, to me, it doesn't matter whether you're the thinker or the feeler. And the only way that we can get into non-judgment is if we humanize each other. Because as long as you're my object, the thing that's supposed to, my man, my woman, you're supposed to have an activity. You're supposed to know your job description. You're supposed to know what to say after I say that. When you're an object, I'm going to judge you as not doing your job well. But when you're a human being, my human who is experiencing this conflict, just like I'm experiencing this conflict, then I have grace. And I make room for all of it. Oh, he's in his thinking right now. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to hold space for that. Oh, she's in her feeling right now. It's okay. I'm going to hold space for that. Sort of like what our couple was talking about. They hold space for each other. Nobody's losing. There's no competition. We're two that are one. That's where the judgment dies, when I'm willing to give you grace.
And holding space is such a powerful term. But I think sometimes it gets bastardized and misused. Can you give us 3 steps for how to hold space, one for self and one for your partner? How do you do that?
It's based in self-love. There has to be self-love. And the other one is you use your body by breathing. You have to breathe in order to regulate that fear-based thought. We're all having the fear-based thought, whether we're the thinker or the feeler. So that's how I hold space. I love myself. I take a breath. And in my breathing, I make space for both of us. That's the 3 steps. I secure myself in love. I take a breath. I regulate. And then I hold us both in love.
Hold us both in love.
It's either love or fear. I said.
Is it?
That's how you transmute fear to love.
Oh, that hurt. That's how you transmute love to fear.
Fear to love.
Can you talk about, just really quickly, I'll keep asking questions. Eddie, I know it's almost over. Holding space. Okay, listen. We just going to have to do another show. Because I got so many questions, man. Listen, if you enjoyed tonight's show, trust me, the replay will be up on the Apple Podcast. You all got to download my Apple Podcast. There's 196 episodes up already. Download the Apple Podcast. Please continue to leave your 5-star comments and support. All you got to do is type in Zoe Williams' Voice of Reason. It'll pop up on Spotify, Google, all that stuff. Now, let's do this. When we come forward, you're going to get a replay of Robin Ayers and Areva Martin. Now, Areva Martin's going to come first, then Robin Ayers is going to follow right after that. Robin Ayers and Areva Martin are 2 of our newest shows, so you're going to get the replay of that. Let me just say, we start the conversation, but it's your job to finish it. This has been The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams and Delana Zimmerman. See y'all next week.
I know you're going to say some things that we both don't need to say. Like,
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. President Biden is awarding a Black retired Army special